Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird, true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 755, written by kiniAli. Everyone gets a Corvette. A few years ago, my husband and I were driving to Utah from California. We were in the final couple of hours, and it was around 2 a.m., and we were both super tired. It was just us on this lonely stretch of dark, desert road. There was literally nothing surrounding us except flat, dark desert, and that's all we had to look forward to. So it was no wonder we were both starting to struggle to stay awake. After a while, a car came up behind us and passed us. It was a red Corvette, and my husband made a comment around how he hadn't seen a Corvette in a while. But then, maybe 20 minutes later, that same car passed us again. I looked at my husband as if to say, "Is that the same car?" And I thought it was. We ultimately shrugged it off. There hadn't been any exits or pull-offs since they first passed us, but I thought maybe they had pulled off somewhere on the side of the road and we just didn't notice them. Another 10 to 15 minutes pass, and the exact same car passes us again. We both were in disbelief. The stretch of road was still the same. There wasn't anywhere they could have pulled off where we wouldn't have been able to see them. I knew it was the same car from the license plate because it had the initials DC on it, and it had a Denver, Colorado license frame, and I had just mentally connected that. The car passed us one final time when we were about an hour away from the city, and needless to say, we weren't sleepy anymore. Case notes for file 755. Everyone gets a Corvette. So at first I'd say, okay, this is a no rendering perception glitch. So in video games, if you're looking in a specific segment or block of area of the world, the other areas aren't loaded. This helps to save on RAM, deal with memory leaks and processing power overall. It makes sense if this is a simulation that they would operate on a similar principle because it saves on a lot of memory and processing time. Why not? However, this could only work if the driver of that Corvette didn't truly exist in the sense that we are animated, the sense that we're connected, we're real players in the game, instead of NPCs. And some people throw that term around derogatorily, like saying, oh, you're just an NPC, you're not really thinking. But I mean it in a more literal sense, that some or maybe most people are just compelling illusions of sorts. Sort of like in Westworld, where there's androids that impersonate human beings so accurately that it's almost impossible to tell. And I mean, if this is a simulation, I'm sure that wouldn't be too difficult to do, especially if you have enough machine AI learning via enough real human beings programmed into the game. The simulation could learn from them and adapt in real time. So that would be the only way. Otherwise, it would be a person that's really there animated. Like, imagine you're the glitch of that Corvette and you're driving and you're passing the same car again and again and again, wondering, why the hell am I rewinding in space and time? This doesn't make any sense. I guess that's another possibility. Maybe that person driving the Corvette was in some sort of space-time loop and was just rewinding and was going crazy, thinking, hey, I'm seeing the same car again and I'm not getting any closer to the city. What's going on? So it's one of those two. Either it's proof of NPC existence or some sort of space-time anomaly that for some reason you didn't interact with, even though you were going in the same direction. Which is why I'm leaning more towards the NPC theory, because you probably would have interacted with it too if it was some sort of physical anomaly. Case file number 756, written by oceanandsunn. The Aqua has vanished. I literally just filled up my water bottle about half an hour ago. I specifically remember doing it because I was looking at the dishwasher as I was filling it up, looking at the dishes that needed to be unpacked. Then my water bottle overflowed and I put the lid on. After that, I made my breakfast. Whilst making my breakfast, it was sitting at the end of the bench. After I made my breakfast, I grabbed it and sat down, ate my breakfast. And when I finished eating my breakfast, I went to have a drink of water, and it was completely empty. I know I didn't drink it because I was busy making my breakfast. But also, even if I happened to have a sip and forgot about it, it's a 500 milliliter water bottle, so no way I could have finished it or even half of it, as I don't like drinking a lot in one go. Also, I don't know if it matters, but it's a metal water bottle, so I can't see what's inside. But I know I filled it up because I saw it overflow out of the top. And it's not broken or anything, it didn't leak, so I'm so confused. Only explanation is a glitch in the system. Case notes for file 756. The Aqua has vanished. So I know what you mean when you say you couldn't have accidentally, absent-mindedly drunk the entire bottle of water. For me personally, I have issues drinking enough water. I mean, it's just not exciting, right? You gotta force yourself to do it. Maybe I'll take a sip here, but I wouldn't accidentally drink an entire bottle and forget about it, barring some sort of medical condition. No, I typically just drink a lot of Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper, but still, quite a bit. But this is a new one. Or maybe I think I've narrated one other glitch where it was liquid disappearing. But how is that even possible? Is it some sort of entity that's snatching up the water bottle, draining the liquid into that phase or dimension, and then returning the water bottle? Why do they want water? Do they not have water in this fifth dimension? I guess they were just thirsty. Case file number 757, written by CommanderSmokeStack. My home key became another key. Basically, for the last 5 years, I've had a key ring with only 3 keys on it. It had my car key, my house key, and the extra key to my kid's truck. About a year and a half ago, I added a Lego minifig keychain. Otherwise, it's been the same 3 keys for the last 5 years. I use it almost every day. I've taken it all over the world with me when I travel because I use it to get into my house when I get home. I used it to get into my house last night. I had to pop out this afternoon, grab my keys, wallet, and phone, locked up and left. When I got home, I tried to use a key to unlock my front door, and it didn't work. I tried the door lock and the deadbolt, same key, and no luck. So I popped open the garage door to use the other door to get into the house. That door was locked, again, same key, and it didn't work. At this point, I was pretty dumbfounded because the one house key on my keyring isn't working. Eventually, I was able to get into the house through a window, so I got that going for me. The key still didn't work though. I found and tested my spare key and it works. Key on my keychain sorta looks like my spare key. It's the same type of key but has a slightly different notch. Consequently, I'm a little weirded out that the house key on my keychain isn't my house key anymore. The key pattern on the house key attached to my keychain and the spare key that works are different. The key on my keychain and the spare that works are 2 different keys with 2 different patterns. The difference isn't where. The key on my keychain has a shorter pattern than the one that works on the house. Case notes for file 757. My house key isn't my house key anymore. So somehow this house key morphed into a different one. It wasn't switched out or anything, obviously it wasn't a prank. And the other key you do have still works for the doors, so something was actually physically altered. The only thing I'm really getting at is maybe quantum immortality. You died, you're in a new universe, you know the deal, and now you had this set of keys that's for something else. I wonder if you'd be able to find what it's for, if this is indeed what happened. That key does work properly for something else. For some reason you have the same keychain, you're just using it to store a key that's for something else. I wonder what it's for. It would be something very important to you. At least the you that was in that universe. It shouldn't be too dissimilar, so I don't know if you have something else that is really important that you keep locked up. Maybe try the key on that. It may actually work.